Hey guys, welcome back to BMW Fanatic. Hey, in this video I'm going to share some things to look out for and how to diagnose a 30FF boost leak code. Now, a lot of people get this code and it really frustrates them because it could be something simple as a vacuum line or something more extreme like your wastegates are just failing. So in this video, we're going to go through all those so that way you can properly diagnose a 30FF boost leak code. I'm going to be showing you on my BMW N54 as far as what to look out for in the engine bay and how to do a few other things. The N55 is going to relate exactly to it, pretty much to a T, so that way you have the general gist as far as what to look out for doing so. So let's go ahead and head over to the engine bay. Let's just show you what to look out for. All right guys, well, coming up to your engine, right, if you have your 30FF code, go ahead and pop your hood. Let's go ahead and start here first. Now, a 30FF boost leak code, obviously it can mean a lot of things. So your first thing that you're going to want to check, and it's usually the culprit right off the bat, right? This is the easy stuff that we want to check, is that you want to check all of your vacuum lines. So you have your vacuum canisters that go to your boost solenoids, and then your boost solenoids to your turbochargers. So you're going to want to check all of your vacuum lines to your boost solenoids, right? All the way up. The vacuum lines that go underneath your canisters go up, through, over, so you want to take off your plastic. Now, as you can tell, I personally need to change mine because, as you can tell, they're getting a little brittle, and that's what happens, right? The heat from the engine itself starts deteriorating them. Now, granted, I don't have any 30FF codes, and I boost perfectly fine, but this is something that I need to do, to say the least. So you have your two vacuum lines here, as you can tell, just like that. Now this will go down to your top of your pump, and sometimes you'll have cracks down there as well. So this is what happens when they get nice and brittle because of the heat, and then they'll start splitting. So these are original hoses on my car, 155,000 miles. Still does fine, but like I said, I'll need to replace them. So you want to check and follow that. As you can tell, see those two lines right there are the same two lines that run all the way across and down over there. They go on the bottom there, so you want to check all those. You want to check your boost solenoids. So as you can tell, all your vacuum lines that run into your boost solenoids and then out. Now, your boost solenoids can also go wrong and fail. So you got two here, one for each turbo. So if those fail, then you will need to replace the boost solenoid, not necessarily a vacuum line that's wrong. So as you can see, all that's good. No leaks there. You want to head on over. Another possible boost leak issue is you can have your intercooler piping pop off, right? This goes to your intercooler. So your charge pipe, here's your charge pipe, goes all the way back. Now, if you're running a stock charge pipe and with higher boost, your charge pipe will most likely break at the throttle body point. So you want to get a new charge pipe, or you'll see a hole in it basically, or it will be popped off of the throttle body itself. So you got that. So like I said, checking all of your intercooler piping. So it's going to be everything underneath your car, right? As far as intercooler piping, both sides. Outlets or even your inlets can cause a boost leak as well. So here's your inlets. So your inlets have your, if you have a DC out in your car, you have your front one, and then this is your rear one. They go all the way to the front of the turbochargers, right? So here and then back here. If those have popped off, broke, anything like that, then of course it's not going to boost correctly. So therefore you're going to have a 30FF issue there. Now you could do multiple checks to confirm that your boost solenoids are the impacted issue by hooking up a vacuum tester and doing all those pieces, so you can do all those ones. Also, forgot to mention that you also want to check your diverter valves. Now if you have the stock diverter valves, you want to check all that, or even a blow-off valve, any kind of connection that you have to your charge pipe itself, you want to make sure that you're doing that, because honestly, right, your diverter valves are holding in the boost and then doing all that stuff, or your blow-off valve. So if that's not functioning correctly, you may have an issue to where it's not going to correctly boost right, and then therefore may cause an issue. But I'm just thinking of anything that possibly could cause you issues as it relates to boosting in general, and then maybe a 30FF would follow. If all that checks out fine, then you may have a wastegate issue. Meaning, your wastegate should be closed at 10 PSI. If it's not closed at 10 PSI, then you have a wastegate problem. Now, if you were hearing wastegate rattle, more like a tin can kind of going off and doing all that kind of stuff, then that could be also the problem as well. Now, you can reach your arm all the way down in here. I know you can't hear it because I don't have any wastegate rattle, but you can wiggle your wastegate connector rod right there and see how much play that you have physically. Now, FYI, you're always going to have some kind of play, even being brand new turbos. It's going to move pretty easily. Now, JB4 and MHD, you can help mask the issue as far as wastegate rattle. It just adjusts the wastegate, how it opens, or it keeps it slightly open, so that way you don't have that kind of rattling sound. But regardless of masking the issue, it's still not going to fix the fact that it's not boosting correctly, it's not holding. Or like I said, the whole wastegate rattle, it'll sound like a tin can. You'll be able to hear it and tell it. So if you have 30FF code, check everything else first, but you're gonna go back to the wastegate rattle. Now, if you don't have wastegate rattle, then definitely you have something going on to where you have just a break in the vacuum lines, connectors off, something. So that's a good sign. So it's kind of two-part here as far as what you want to look at and make sure to do. Well, guys, outside of checking all those things, the next thing that you can do, now if you have these tools, then hats off to you. Or if you know a mechanic that has these things, then that's a plus as well. There are some DIY projects that you can do so that way you can make these things, but there is a leak down test that you can do, more so like a smoke test, to where you can smoke the whole entire intake track and then locate where your boost leak is. So there's one good thing there. The DIY kit that you can do basically vacuums your whole entire system, and it can see where the leak is technically, because then you'll see that it's not holding pressure or whatever be the case. That DIY is out there, so that's something to kind of look into further. But the smoke down test, that's pretty generic, that a lot of technicians can do, or an indie shop, or if you just basically know a guy that just has it, roll on over to his house and have them smoke test your system. That's technically probably the best way, because then you can see where the smoke's coming out of, and then therefore easily tell where you have an issue at, mostly to rule out anything, right? Because the last thing you want to do is spend a couple thousand on a turbo and it technically wasn't a turbo, right? And your turbo was perfectly fine. I just want you guys to go through all the checks and balances before making that determination, or before freaking out or anything like that. But let's be honest, it could be something simple or it could be something worse, and you're gonna need some money to be able to fix that. Well guys, there you have it, how to properly diagnose a 30FF boost leak code. Like I said, it could worry you a little bit just because it could be something simple as a vacuum line or something more extreme as a wastegate, and you have to physically replace the whole entire turbocharger. But hopefully my guide here helped you, so that way you can properly figure out just what it is and things to look out for on this platform. By the way, there are so many different connecting pieces as far as intercooler piping, outlet hoses, inlet hoses, charge pipe, anything, you name it. A turbocharged car has plenty of opportunities to be able to cause a boost leak. So that's why you want to go through everything And even though you may think that it's connected, it might have a hole in the backside or something like that, therefore causing you, a boost leak. So just take your time, go through everything step by step, and then that way you'll know for sure if it's something more extreme or something simple. Well guys, as always, please be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and take care.
This is a Chuki production.